今回皆さんとシェアするのはドラマセックス&ザ・シティで知られるサラ・ジェシカ・パーカーの心を打つ卒業式スピーチです。彼女が投げかける What if もし何々だったらという魔法の問い、迷いや不安を吹き飛ばし前に進む勇気をくれる力強いメッセージをハイライトにまとめました。美しい英語のリズムとともに一緒に味わってみましょう。
Oh my goodness, what a privilege to be asked to share some thoughts on this grand occasion. I must tell you that in the days since accepting your gracious and thoroughly unexpected invitation, you have all been on my mind a lot. Now, as it happens, I also have 2 teenage daughters who will soon, like you, be leaving home for their own leap into independence, and I also have a son who recently graduated from college and navigating the world as he finds it, as we left it for him. And I need to know what to tell them. So we can sort of think of this as a sort of rehearsal, and I take rehearsals very seriously. So let's start with a very simple but expansive technique used in rehearsal to explore the constellation of possibilities that perhaps determine our character's future. The constellation of possibilities that perhaps determine our character's future. The constellation of possibilities that perhaps determine our character's future. Called simply, What If? These then are my what ifs for you.
最初の問いかけは、もし自分らしさを保てるとしたらです。社会に出るとつい周りに合わせて自分を曲げてしまいそうになる瞬間がありますよね。もしあなたが自分という原石を磨き続け、決して手放さなかったらどうなるでしょうか。サラは自分らしさを守り抜くことの美しさと強さを語りかけます。
What if you could maintain your individuality?That you could find a way to continue to be the individual you discovered and refined as you marched toward this day. That you could find a way to continue to be the individual you discovered and refined as you marched toward this day. That you could find a way to continue to be the individual you discovered and refined as you marched toward this day. That you could always remember,Even as you get swept by currents of desire and ambition, it was you alone who sorted it all out. It was you alone who sorted it all out. It was you alone who sorted it all out. You did it your own way. You established systems of progress, of preparation. You developed a unique perspective. Despite the help you may have received along the way, it was in the end,You alone who went through the crucible of self-doubt and emerged, who went through the crucible of self-doubt and emerged, who went through the crucible of self-doubt and emerged as your own adult self on the other side. And I can share with you that there have been many attempts from the outside world to change me, my approach, my appearance, my choices. And for the most part,I have resisted, often to the chagrin of those who believe they had my best interest at heart. Now, I'm not going to suggest that I was evolved enough at the time to see the error in not resisting. But there was a little voice that said, don't. Be gracious, listen, appreciate the care. But there are times, Sarah Jessica, to keep your own counsel.As we say in acting, take the note, but do it your own way. If you can hold tight to your individuality, can sustain a deep belief in who you are, what you want to say, I can assure you that it is a great thing to know how to belong to oneself. Because we need, more than ever, we are counting on you to bring your big, gorgeous, different,unconventional, crazy, surprising, kind, innovative, and unfamiliar ideas and selves. It is the deepest, most authentic parts of your true selves that will spark and sustain the ideas that will change the world.
2つ目の問いかけは、もしあなたの好奇心を大切にし育て続けることができたとしたらです。大人になるにつれて忘れてしまいがちな知ることへの喜び、当たり前を疑い常に新しい視点を持とうとするその好奇心が私たちの人生をどれほど豊かに、そして奥深くしてくれるのかを教えてくれるパートです。
What if you could continue to honor and nurture your curiosity? Curiosity is more powerful than comfort. Comfort is seductive, it envelops you, and it seems to ask nothing in return. Comfort is seductive, it envelops you, and it seems to ask nothing in return. Comfort is seductive, it envelops you, and it seems to ask nothing in return. It's necessary, it's very necessary on occasion, but it can be a beautiful prison. Curiosity, I'm convinced, is the gateway to everything you want to know. I have found in my own life, both professionally and personally, that every time I throw myself into an exploration of the unknown, that I let curiosity lead, I am rewarded with new and stimulating ideas and relationships that alter the course of my life. I have a peculiar addiction for exploring any world that's not my own, which, is, probably the actor's primary pathology, but I do genuinely want to know as best I can the person most unlike myself. I want to travel to the far-flung region to better understand the other side, to see, to smell, to taste, to experience the foreign, to be uncomfortable, to be the outsider. The most vibrant, engaging, and wonderfully exhausting experiences have come from my endless curiosity. So time and again, I have to call upon my curiosity as my most valuable asset. And every time I call upon it, I'm awakened.
3つ目は、欲することは才能であるという問いかけです。私たちはつい居心地の良い現状に満足してしまいがちです。しかしサラは、もっと知りたい、もっと成長したいと強く望むこと自体が素晴らしい才能なのだと力説します。
What if you could truly know that to want is a gift? We are, each of us, different and specific from all parts of the world. We have our own singular narrative and specific trajectory. But despite these differences, I think that we can all recall something we really, really wanted, pined for, worked toward, held steady on the horizon, and finally at last reached or earned. And the glory was ours. Perhaps for you, today is one of those moments. I'm one of 8 kids that struggled financially. For the most part, as children, we had what we needed, but we rarely had the things that we wanted. And I consider that a great gift because it created in me a hunger, a focused ambition, and a work ethic that's sort of a point of operation and pride for me. Despite the successes you are sure to achieve, material or otherwise, never stop wanting. In wanting is energy and surprise and youth and motion. In not wanting is the resignation to complacency and inertia.
最後、4つ目の問いかけは、もしこれからも夢を見続ける人であり続けられるとしたら、です。長い人生には刺激にかける回り道や立ち止まりそうになる困難が必ずあります。それでも自分の大きな目標を見失わず乗り越えていってほしい。卒業生たちの未来へ託すような力強く、そして温かいエールに耳を傾けてみましょう。
What if you could keep being dreamers? Not just dreamers, but big dreamers. Dreamers of the seemingly impossible, which hold the promise of great joy and wonderment and justice. I wholeheartedly disagree with the definition of dreamer as one who lives in fantasy, as impractical or unrealistic. To dream is to have vision. To build on a dream is audacious. We are, all of us, the product and recipients of dreams. The roots of our nation and all civilization were planted in dreams. Dreams expand your field of perception and lead to other dreams, but here's the very hard part. The pursuit of dreams isn't linear. Dreams are circuitous and elliptical, full of unexpected passageways, but also detours that necessity will dictate along the way. I've had many of those detours in my own life that you might be able to name: bad movies, bad television shows that I did to pay the rent or to eat. But I challenged myself not to let those less than inspiring deviations erode my greater goals. At times I felt disheartened and disillusioned, but I was vigilant about hanging on to my dreams. So I implore you to keep your greatest desires in safe shelter and marry your dreams to actions. Congratulations, class.